And you are live.
Well, hey everybody. Seems like I just talked to you. But you don't know. Is it the future? Is it the past? Ooh. Welcome to Side Dish. It's us. And we're getting stuff done. This is pre-recorded if you had to guess. That's why we won't respond to anything you say if you're chatting. There probably won't be chat. I don't know how this works. Anyways, we're going to make a mushroom sauce. This is something that I've made before. It's really good. If you're gonna make, it's sort of like jazzed up cream of mushroom soup, the condensed version out of the can.
Because when I was growing up, we always had smothered pork chops, and that just meant they had cream of mushroom soup on them.
Yeah, and really all that is just dumping the condensed version with no extra milk or anything in there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build.
No, we would add milk.
Oh well, it always is thicker than normal.
Well, yeah, because it cooks down.
Yeah. So I'm going to add, I've got shiitake mushrooms already sliced. These I just got from the store. Obviously, I got all of these from the store. That's a dumb thing to say. It's not like I grew the mushrooms in the backyard. And then these are just brown button mushrooms.
We did try to grow mushrooms once. Remember I bought you that thing?
Yeah, we need to get when we get our whole house humidifier, it's going to be way better.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
really too hard to keep them moist.
I think if we did it in the house, it would probably be easier. But I had it in the greenhouse. I had it where it wasn't checking on it all the time. And because I've seen the videos online, like I've been looking at it, and literally they just like, and then like in 4 days it like blooms out.
Oh, not in the desert.
I've also looked at mushroom substrate where you can get growing media, and then you can get inoculation kits where you can inoculate the soil, and then it breeds the whole thing and then it comes out. This guy has a cool system where he takes a Home Depot bucket and does like an inch round hole around, or even smaller, I think it's just drill holes, and then the fruiting body, which is the mushroom itself, comes out and is all around, and you just cut it off there and it can continue to go.
I saw somebody do that in a laundry basket.
Yeah, it's exactly the same concept.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm sure we can do it.
So for the future.
So I've already got in the pan, I've got some olive oil, and actually, I need butter. Hold please.
Here, we'll follow you.
The butter I need is because I want the flavor and the creaminess of the butter that it's going to bring to this, because we're going to add cream to this, and I need a little bit of flour too. So let's get a whole all-purpose flour. I don't need very much. You could use a cornstarch slurry, but I don't, because really you'll see. You'll see. So these are 4 ounces of these mushrooms. I'm going to approximately use half of this, which would be 4 ounces of mushrooms. I'm going to go semi thin. I don't know.
Oh, I should try to go to this one.
Yeah,
down here.
Can
okay.
you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is that? 1/8 of an inch, maybe?
Quarter inch.
1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So what I like to do is do some and then turn it so I have a flat surface to work with. You want them fairly consistent. Obviously, if you don't get them that way, I mean, who knows? We are currently in Boston, having a good old time. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe we're at Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
Maybe we took a day trip to Salem.
Maybe. Amy wants to see where they burn the witches. I want to go see where they filmed Days of Our Lives, but that's just me.
Days of Our Lives was in Boston?
No, it was filmed in Salem.
Days of Our Lives was in Salem?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Salem, Oregon. I'm pretty sure it's Salem.
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Huh.
Somebody.
I think I watched All My Children, so.
My mother. Oh my God! If you stayed home from work, or not from work, if you were sick and stayed home from school, you got to do 2 things. One, you got to do the local AM radio station. Remember, we're talking about Alaska here. They used to do bingo, so you could go to participating businesses and get bingo cards. And I don't think you had to buy them. I don't remember you having to buy them, but that's probably why it's not gambling, because you didn't pay anything in. But you would get these bingo cards, and then we would play bingo and watch Days of Our Lives. They would do it over the radio, and then if you won bingo, you just call the radio station and tell them bingo. I know it seems inefficient, Now that I think about it, it's probably really inefficient. So
I think it was bunk, but whatever.
I mean,
You had fun.
It's a thing we did. Also, every year, the radio station, and they still do it. They hide a physical Easter egg around Easter, like a few weeks or a week or so before Easter, and then they give clues out. And then if you find it, it's like $1,000 prize or something like that.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
How come you never won that?
Because I was a
There was a
child.
lot of you. You could have gone hunting for that very
It
easily.
was all over the Kenai Peninsula. Like, I think, no, actually, it was the Kenai, Soldotna, and Akiski area.
Your dad drove for UPS. He could have hunted.
This was, listen, this was forever. And when I became a teenager, and when I could drive, I had other things on my mind. It's not like they were coming true, but I had other things on my mind. So.
Oh, the things we're learning about you right now, Doug Bookie.
Yeah.
You are a terrible Easter egg hunter.
No, I'm usually pretty good. But
Clearly not.
not in this context. I think that's enough. Okay, so I'm not cooking these right away. We're gonna cut these shallots up, and I have 2 shallots. Yes, this confused the person at the store so much. She's like, "Are you sure it's a shallot and not a little onion?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure." I picked it up.
Why would I lie to you
Yeah, I mean,
about what this is? Or did she think maybe you had the wrong thing and she didn't want to be blamed later?
I don't know. This is the gal with the Cleopatra makeup I was talking about last time. And
The gal with the Cleopatra makeup was your checker?
Yeah.
Where was she?
In Sprouts.
Oh, I want to see her.
Her name is Kendall. Spelled like the reading device.
Kindle?
Mm-hmm.
How old is she?
Well, according to her name badge, it says, I'm 17.
Oh,
So
well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
We have an Aria this year.
Ooh.
And we also have a Castiel.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it is good.
That's cool.
Somebody was like, I don't know where they got that name. I'm like, yeah, it's from Supernatural.
Yeah. Speaking of Aria, I was, late at night I watch weird things on the internet, but
Oddly enough, we don't have any Joffreys.
that's good. There's too many Khaleesi's out there anyways, and we know how that turned out. But the Aria I was watching, got recommended because late at night I watch a lot of weird stuff. These days, I don't know, I downloaded I've been going to TikTok only because I wanted to see what it was all about, and then it's such a time sucker that I spent
Down the rabbit hole.
It really, but it's like internet, right? It's like kind of like, I figure like TikTok to me is like YouTube or something like that. The content is
Pinterest?
On there. Yeah, the content that is on there is you can like, obviously if you know what TikTok is, you know how it works, but for those who don't know, who are old like me, you go and you can curate what you want. So if you like,
Well, sort of, but you still get bombarded with crap.
oh yeah, there's the For You page. There's so many hoochies shaking their butts, and it's whatever, good for them. But there's a lot of, there's a lot of that. So
I think you just dated yourself by saying the word hoochies.
What?
I don't think they use that word anymore.
Entrepreneurs. All I'm saying is
You all should just know that Doug never had any game, so.
0. I told that story. I told the story to somebody the other day about how when I first started working at the university as a full-time employee, I used to do endpoint support. So I'd go out and help people with their computers. And there was a gal who worked at one of the departments, and she was younger, I was like 25, I think, when I started that job. And she was probably about maybe a little younger or the same age, and she was working as the desk and said, hey, and I'd been in her a few times, and she said, hey, can I give you my number? And I said, why? And she was like, so you can call me sometime? And I was like, I don't think my girlfriend's gonna like that very much. Now, Amy says that's no game, but she was said girlfriend, and I don't think she would have been very happy if I had taken this poor girl's number and then started conversing with her.
No, I think what you did was the right thing to do. I just think it's funny that you were so clueless of what was happening. And then that you came home and told me that might be the best part.
Well, listen, I feel like once I realized what was happening after she overtly told me what was happening, I didn't feel like it's proper.
It's not proper. You were right. No, you shouldn't. No, you did the right thing. Yeah. It's just funny that you were like, why?
Well, and again,
because you're a funny guy.
I never had any game, didn't have any game in high school, didn't really have any game in college, so, it's cool. I'm married. So, that worked out.
Happily married.
Yeah.
Happily?
Yes.
Okay, happily
Well,
married.
I thought that was implied.
Derby would like to be on the show tonight.
We have so many animals that it's just like, now what he wants is he wants to go outside because
he already went outside today.
The sliding glass door is open.
No, it's closed now.
Do you want to get in on this shot here?
Oh, sure. It's kind of jumpy when I do the GoPro, but we'll try.
Well, just get it so you can see what I'm doing here. Same thing.
Actually, we can't. Move your fat hand.
Oh, sorry. I'll show you what to do. I'm doing the striations like we would normally do. But I want this to be...
Nope, now all we can see is your watch.
What? Better? Worse?
I don't know. It doesn't like that.
Okay, well, fine.
We're not doing that anymore.
So, we're
here, I'll go like this.
We're using OBS to try and record this episode here.
Okay, now we have a great view. Okay, do what you're doing.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And apparently it doesn't like what's happening. So.
Oh, Bubby, what? Why are you crying? Don't cry.
Shallots are one of those things that I only use in certain things, but I mean, when I use them, I like them very much.
They're delicious.
I use them in our not lobster bisque, our tomato bisque, and then I also use them in I don't know what else do I use them in? There's some salad dressings you can use them in.
Yeah.
There's some.
They're delightful.
They are delightful.
You should grow them in the garden next year.
Listen, I want to do a lot of things, but I think I have to start the seeds in the house.
Oh, tell them what happened on your GoPro.
What about?
In the box.
Oh. So after every show, when Amy and I are like prepping dinner, and Denise is so kind to basically break everything down for the show. And I don't know if it was accidental, obviously, but the GoPro got put in the box that all of the side dish stuff goes into, the production stuff, and it was on, and it was recording, and it recorded for what I ate. Like, I don't know, there were like 20 files that ate 8 minutes a piece. So until the battery basically ran out. So, I was like, why is the SD card full on this thing? And it turns out that's why. So,
but show them what it was. Put the knife down and show them what it was.
Of the GoPro, just.
No, what did it record?
That's right. So we have this plant that I've been rejuvenating, and it's one of those ones that they wrap like 3 together.
It's like a little umbrella or whatever they call it.
But the 2 of them died, and this one's so it's been growing back, and it's just like the vent is above it, and it was basically doing this one.
At 8 minutes a shot.
Yeah, for 8 minutes at a shot, exactly. So that's how we don't notice. But then we knew something was happening because later, while we were sitting there watching probably Ted Lasso, which is what we watch after the show normally,
we heard it.
Deep, 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 and I was like, what? Well, the GoPro must have been still on. But I didn't realize as it was recording the whole thing. So, live and learn, folks.
When you do that, I picture the plant because I know what the plant looks like, but then I also picture the inflatable guy. Oh God, I love those things.
Yeah,
and so you're like a cross between those two things.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I can't tell you how this last week has been because we don't know yet. Or do we? No, just kidding. I don't know yet. We're just chilling. I can tell you what probably is happening if I were a soothsayer. I'm preparing for the week to be out because that's just like a thing I have to do since I'm the only person who does my job. My employee Colton will be able to do, a lot of it, but not all of it. So, got to prep for that. And,
what do you think is going to be happening in the world?
Well, I don't know. I mean, hopefully.
Some state. What happened? What happened?
Nothing. I didn't drop this at all on the floor.
So maybe some states, a lot of states reach 100% vaccination rate. Yeah.
That's good. Anything is possible.
And what else? Let's dream big. Denise wins the lottery.
If Denise wins the lottery, we're doing side dish full time, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And I have this idea that I want to do, but we can't decide on a name because we want to both be a part of it. But I want to do a channel, and I've been thinking about called Doug Does, and it's basically, or Ben Bookman Builds. That's the other thing we had talked about, or Doug and Amy Do, and then it's just like projects that we work on and that kind of stuff. And
there's got to be something better than Doug and Amy Do.
I don't know. It's pretty awesome to me. But,
it sounds like it could be a porn, though. I don't like that.
Oh, speaking of porn, I know we talked about this last week.
We're not speaking.
But Iron Sky was there were just so many moments that you could have taken it just a teeny bit further, and you could have been watching porn. And that to me, it's like I think that's like the real sign.
Just because it was like the cheesy lead up, right?
Yeah, all of it, and
then you'd be like, what? Okay.
Cool. I got it.
That's not happening. That's good.
Yeah. But it was like there was a lot of stuff where it was like there was one character that
I think it knew it though, right?
Yeah,
it knew it. It knew it was pushing that little envelope.
Because the one character is just supposed to be this like female badass, like kind of evil character or whatever. But at the same time, like super overtly sexual. So, if that's your thing. So I don't need these anymore. Get some heavy whipping cream. You definitely want that because that's what.
Are you okay? You have a lot of burps.
I have just some burps, so I'm gonna have some more caffeination and carbonation.
Oh, that's probably not good. That's gonna make you have more burps.
Pish posh. Now we're cleaning. We're warming this up. I'm not putting these mushrooms in until after this softens. So it's basically
what?
Yeah. So I've got some different size stuff in here, mostly because I forgot to slice one way on one of them. But whatever. I have, and the other thing I'm adding is fresh thyme.
Whatever.
So I'm actually really not even going to chop this up. I'm going to just take the leaves off of here and then kind of run my knife and just kind of smoosh them out a little bit because I want that flavor. And I don't want it too small.
But you have to get the woody stems out.
Yeah. So I mean, what I'm gonna basically, once we get going here, I'm gonna just basically do that. So the newer stuff on the end, it's soft. You can,
Okay, well, put it closer to you on the cutting board, and we might be able to see what you're doing.
I know, but I'm gonna get the.
And pull the cutting board closer to you.
I'm gonna get the piles out of the way here. How about that?
Okay.
Piles.
It's not the piles that are in the. Pull the cutting board closer to you and we'll be able to see, and then do it at the front. Okay. Yeah. We're good now.
Okay. Well, I also
because we can't use the other camera, so.
Well. Okay, let me move this out of the way because this.
Are you putting it in heat?
Almost.
No.
Not yet. That's a good trick, though. You can just add it if your oil will be hot enough when you put it in there, and it'll be. So there's a difference between. So see how these are green stems here? These are like the newer. You could actually use these, or even offshoots of those ones. They're going to be soft enough that you can just, pull it and just chop it up. I'm going to use a decent amount here because I like it. And really, the only other thing it's going to have is I'm not even putting garlic in this. I usually don't, so it's just
But the shallots.
The shallots are really going to bring all the flavor, plus the mushrooms, obviously. And then this, I don't know if you can see this, but the thicker part, that's like, you definitely don't want something like the thicker part of this thyme. So. And it's not like Morris Day in the thyme either, so. I don't know who's thicker, Morris Day or Time, or the Time. He's probably pretty thick these days. So, pretty weird. Just tangenting while I'm picking Time here. Eventually, so before I put the mushrooms in, I'm going to put the thyme in first, and then because then I want them to bloom a little bit. So I can already tell this is getting ready because the onions that I threw in there are starting to, What you looking at on your phone?
Well, Paige says the succotash look good. On is good right now too. Where are you guys going next week? Did I hear you say Boston? Yes, we're going to Boston. But are we on? Are we on YouTube right now?
You shouldn't be. No, we're not on YouTube. Everything's turned off. Well, that would be weird. Let me go back here because I don't think.
Well, I don't have the YouTube thing up here, but I don't know if that means anything.
I don't think we're up, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're getting text messages like we're up, so if we're up, hi. Okay, so I'm gonna add the shallots. So this would be good. You could even start this way. So when I make cream of mushroom soup, I start with onions and garlic and soften them, and then add add thyme in them. And then you add chicken stock and the mushrooms. Actually, sorry, you add the mushrooms and then a little bit of flour to thicken, like we're gonna do here. And then basically, to go from this sauce to soup, you're gonna add chicken stock, 4 cups of chicken stock, and then you're going to add a cup of cream on top of that at the end. And white pepper and salt. So really, that's the only real difference. This will be, you can take this one step further. Now, obviously, I'm not using onions or garlic in this, but, that smells friggin' amazing. So, I'm going to add this because the oil, the little amount of olive oil that's in there, the shallots have done their business with. So now I'm just gonna put this in here. A little bit of thyme. That way it melts a little better. And then when I add the mushrooms, they'll have this deliciousness to work with. I do want it to be a little bit of sauce. So this is 5 tablespoons of butter. So when we put our, I don't want to go to 1-to-1 roux flour to butter because I'm not making a full roux. All I'm really doing is making it's just making a butter kind of thicken the mushrooms because the mushrooms are going to release liquid. When you put it in there, we're going to cook it for a few minutes. I could add some sweet vermouth to this. Which I've done in the past or a little dry white wine, which actually vermouth might be not a bad idea because it adds a little bit and then you reduce it. And then
do you want me to grab some?
Yeah, why don't you grab a little bit?
Okay.
Please. How's our heat? Are we off? Yep. Oh yeah. I ran out.
Did it just go out?
It did. But that's okay. I was anticipating this. We'll use one of the other ones we have, which I don't know how much is left. So, who knows? Maybe we'll finish this episode, or that one's out too.
What, the skin of our teeth?
Well, maybe, or I'm going to have to get the, you're going to have to watch me swish. It's fine, either way. We got it. That's what this is all
Okay, so
about.
it's important to make sure that I grab the extra dry vermouth, not the sweet vermouth.
Yes, that's true. I think we've told that story about how I made sweet fettuccine alfredo with, that was not great. Because I didn't know you could get cream pre-sugared. But you can, so. Turning this down. I don't want it super high, I just want this to get, and again, these, you can already tell, look at the translucency on this already. And I know it seems like there's a lot of oil in here, but when we add these mushrooms in here, they're going to soak a lot of this up, and that's going to be what we want. So again, in an effort to not get too much softness on those onions, which again, I don't want it big on the tooth because I don't want them to kind of disappear in the salt.
That smells so good.
Yeah. So, and really, what we're doing with the mushrooms is, I want this to reduce, and as these cook down, you can see already like the amount of kind of oil and butter that was in there, and it looked like a lot just for the shallots, is already sort of taken over. Well, the mushrooms have already kind of overtaken that, and that's what we want.
Soaked up all the yum yum?
Yeah. Now, this is also the opportunity I'm going to do to salt and pepper. And this is literally pretty much the only seasoning besides the fresh thyme that I'm adding. Because I don't want to go too, I want it to be flavorful, and salt and pepper is going to do that. And salt is also going to pull out some of the moisture that's in the mushrooms as well, and it's going to be good. So, obviously, taste for seasoning at the end as well. So, but these being as thin as they are, I love shiitakes. I just love different varietals of mushrooms. When I'm cooking the cream of mushroom soup, usually I'll get a varietal pack, and then, because I use 2 pounds, I think I used almost 2 pounds of mushrooms for that, because it's great mushroom soup, kind of mushroom.
You need a lot.
So, as it's cooking, we're going to lose some volume of that. It's going to release liquid already. Now, you could take this and get it really and add, you could add more butter or something like that and just make like just mushrooms and shallot topper. Add a little, that'd be quite good. So.
That'd be delicious.
When's the last time we had pork chops, you think? It's been a while.
It's been a while because we don't agree on how to cook them, so.
Well,
but this is a good compromise.
Yeah, because,
I like them smothered and you...
I'll put it on there. I like it too.
But you don't I'll just smother them with cream of mushroom soup and I'm happy.
I don't want to do that. Again, I'm just doing a once or twice pass here. I just want to break it up so that the oils kind of release from there. And so that's, I think, as far as I want to take that. So I'm going to add this.
It seems like a lot but it's less because the flavor is less because it's fresh, right? Dried are more concentrated?
Yes, they are. But you're gonna get right now, as it sits here, that time with the mushrooms, which go really well together, it's just gonna bouquet in your nuts. It's gonna come out and you're just gonna go, it's really good. So.
What are we gonna go like that?
Like this. Ooh, hair. So much in my face.
You goober.
Do we get our haircut this week or was it last?
Yeah, this week.
Oh man, I can't tell what time it is anymore. So I'm just going to start with, I'd call that a tablespoon.
Yeah.
And I just want to...
Why? Why do you even need that?
Because I need to thicken.
Oh, before you put the cream in.
And I'm going to put this in and it's going to cover, actually I can already tell I need another tablespoon.
How can you tell? What happened?
Because it basically absorbed it. So what you want it to look like is before you add this back in, see how it's clumping like that? That's what we want to see because...
Hey, there we go.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. The flour right now is we're going to take it... We don't have a pig in here, everything. That's just 2 dogs playing over there. And it sounds like we're torturing somebody. Alright, so I'm just letting this... I'm going to let this kind of cook. I don't want the flour to go. And then I'm going to take I'm going to go with a 1/4 cup. No, you know what? It is a 1/2 cup.
Oh my gosh, can you hear them?
Yeah, they're just having a great time over there.
They're. Oh, they don't even have a toy.
No, they're just
They're just
chewing on each other.
chewing on each other.
They love each other. This is a dilemma we have. We have one older dog and one 5-year-old dog, and so we're
Life's gonna be rough. Ooh, how much of that are you putting in? Not very much, right?
like a quarter of a cup, because it's gonna. I'm gonna cook it almost all the way out.
Yeah.
So
I know. If you don't want to do that, you could use chicken stock, yeah?
you could.
Or dry white wine.
Or dry white wine. The vermouth is, it's really all it's doing is just adding a teensy bit of flavor to this, but it's also like by cooking it down. And actually, I probably should have used more because I think you were supposed to use a half cup.
Do you want some chicken stock or are you going to use more?
I'll just get our fresh chicken stock.
Okay.
So.
Because Doug doesn't really love
I don't.
to
That's why I want
cook
to
with alcohol.
Yeah. And as much as the vermouth doesn't have too much, it's just got it's the flavoring that comes through that I don't particularly enjoy. Bloop, bloop. So I made this a few months ago now.
Yeah.
So,
Beauty of canning.
okay. So again, this is breaking up. We're creating a sauce here. So you can already see like that flour is thickening as it comes in, and that's basically, right now, you would have asked me, that's pretty good with that. And now, this is where the magic happens, everyone. Just take some, again, this is heavy cream, the heat as it being, and we're just gonna stream it in. Are you watching?
Wait, I'm so sorry. Yes, I am. I am watching
Okay.
what you are doing, and it is amazing.
So basically, all we're really doing here is like if you were ever
Making
made
magic.
sausage gravy, it's very same. We're just kind of trickling this in. You've had that sausage gravy I've made before, and you liked it.
You make better sausage gravy than most restaurants.
That's really, see, again,
Yeah, that's gonna be so good on my pork now.
that's all we're looking for, really.
Oh, I'm excited.
And I just want to, again, I'm going to add just a teeny bit more. And then let this sort of, you can see, because that's the, look at that color. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's like getting a little caramely.
Yeah. And so it's the mushrooms and that and everything.
And it's thick right now.
And that's what we want.
So you really don't need to cook this down.
No. You want it, no. You could, now listen, could you add a shit ton more cream to this and then
cook it down a
cook
bit?
it down? You could. But because everything is pretty much cooked, you don't really need to. So what you do want to do is, that's fine. See how it's doing that? That's what we want to see. So I'm just going to give it a teeny tiny taste here. Hot damn, that's good. Oh yeah, that's really good. I would, for me, I'm gonna add black pepper to when I put mine. But that, now, just like on the spaghetti or the pasta sauce we made, or the red sauce, you can keep this for, I'd say, about a week in the fridge overall.
Can you freeze it?
I'm not sure. I don't see why not.
It might damage the mushroom cell walls.
It could be.
and
They're
not
already
as
pretty
good.
damaged from the heat we've already given, but
That's true.
you get a little of the vermouth, the mushroom umami savory bit come through, plus the sweetness, the shallot.
Totally cutting off her head. I'm sorry.
This episode brought to you by distraction.
Sorry. I was focused on the dish. That's what's important, right?
Yeah,
Who cares what your forehead is doing? Hey, hey!
I think it needs it, and since I'm the cook, I can do what I want. So this is going to be good. When you get it,
Okay, can I have a taste?
yeah. I wanted to make it perfect for you.
Okay, I appreciate that. Oh, it's thick.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Douglas.
That was for Ray. You out there, man. That's it, man. That's how easy that can be. I mean,
that could have more salt.
I think so too. But I think we added it.
That's really good.
So,
Delish.
quick, simple, put it together really fast. And
Great job.
You can just add, now you can make your pork chop how you would like, let it rest, and then add this over the top and go to town. Okay, that's it. We did it. We made it through another one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. We will see you live back on the 10th. I believe is when we're back. And, remember, be kind and be loyal, and do something nice for somebody this week. It's going to, make somebody's day. I promise you. So, we love you. See you next week.